Let me change. Yeah. Alright. So, damn it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Like I say, I've got a new setup. So, actually pretty goated, but also kinda super in the way. It's fine. It works better than things used to, so who cares? I keep forgetting to reorder more gloves as well. I need to do that. I had a penny for every time. Alright. So, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be doing this today or not. But I wound up sleeping pretty badly and was awake for most of it anyway. So just thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to bother trying to catch up on sleep. I'm just going to do this. Because I'm nearly there with it, in fairness. But I've conceded as far as. Oh, no, it's fine. I've conceded as far as saying that I'm going to finish things. Because objectively, I'm probably not. Can I get any closer to this if I just bring it over a bit? Yeah, probably. Which way do I want to go? This way. Okay. Right. So I'm going to continue faffing with these little bits. Been in the fridge overnight. So I should have an easier time of things than I was having with it at the close of things yesterday. Hopefully. That's the plan. Also hard to tell where I actually got up to with this. It's quite a lot I need to mess with here. This to me looks a lot thicker than the rest, so I'm going to say I probably got up to around here. To guess. Do I want to turn the fan up? A little bit. A little bit. Let's do that. You ever get that thing where it's like, you want to have a fan on, but it's kind of too cold when you do? So it's like, instead of having it on a low setting and no jacket, to whack on a hoodie and turn it up a bit. That's where I'm at this morning. So that's my current state of being. So far it's working, so I'll just roll with it. It's always funny how, like, the worse you sleep, the better you wake up. So, feeling pretty good this morning. But then it probably helped that I managed to get quite a lot done yesterday. I know it didn't seem like it on stream, but I had a bunch of stuff I needed to do off stream that I did get done. Which has helped. Just in general. Just with how I feel about, existing. That's been a thing, having the time for various. Just not really. I just got a major sense of deja vu. I think it's because I'd commented on something before doing this bit. saying something about how much easier it is to cut things down after it's been in the fridge. But yeah, duh. Spooked me for a second. I'm sure I've been here. Yes. Because you have. Definitely need to fix the gaps between all of these. I'll do this side of things first, I think. Once I've done this, that'll be the worst part of this whole build intended with. I'm looking forward to getting onto the hilt, to be honest. I think that's going to be nice. I'll fix that later. That's the only trouble. I need to rotate it to be able to get to that other side properly. Better. Get to the left-hand side, okay. I'm probably going to have to spin it around to get the right sort of angles on the other side. So I'm going to keep cutting away too much, to be honest. I wonder if I can just save some of my gloves after I've used them. Not for, like, handling chemicals or anything, but for the clay specifically. So it's like, you know, it's nothing super detrimental. It's not going to cause any real issues if I do that. Not that I can think of. It's the only reason I wear them is because having clay on my hands upsets me. See, I think this needs to come up higher. Better. I think I'd established that was as high up as it needed to go. So, while I'm here, maybe I fix the rest. These are pretty messy. That's because I started with these. it always ends up being the case that, like, I'll say to myself, whenever I'm doing something new, like, I'll start with an area that's, fairly inconsequential, because you'll finesse the process as you go. No, I will always start at, like, one of the most obvious points, and then later on be like, oh, this bit that's, like, all the way back here looks really good. The rest of it's not so great. So I got to that bit last. That's where I should have started. But, I accept that I will never learn. Not really. I will always think I know better. Even though technically I kind of do. I just am choosing to ignore my own advice. I think everyone does that, though. Do as I say, not as I do, and all that good stuff. Gonna be super interested to tally up how many hours I've actually spent on this. That's part of the reason I've wanted to stream stuff to begin with. Just to get a gauge on how long things are actually taking me. Because time blindness is incredibly real. These aren't the worst, to be fair. I keep wanting to say, oh, I'm expecting to finish, like this blade part today, and I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there because I'm expecting it every time. Like, I'm never lying. It just doesn't happen. So you know what? I'm expecting not to finish this. How about that? How does that work out? Who knows? Maybe I just have to use reverse psychology on time itself. Maybe that's all it took this whole time. Right, I'm going to rotate it because I think that's going to be easier to get the other side. That wasn't a proper sentence. I didn't sleep last night, right? Really didn't. I was just awake. checking the time at like 10:30, again at 11. It's like, do I just get up? Nearly did, to be honest. But then I would have had like maybe 4 hours sleep, best case. So I had to, at least try. So I do have to go to work this morning. This was definitely the strat. Get this angle. Also, everything remains kind of a mess. Kind of got to figure out how best to tackle that. I think I know what I want to do. Got to finesse this bit first. I think I'm going to run through the middle with a little chisel tool looking thing. I think that's the best strat. Alright, that could be worse. Objectively. That could be worse. The mess that's actually in here won't be seen. It's only the little prongs that will be. Because there will be something else that sits in that middle bit. Ultimately a case of how well I can finesse said prongs with the tools I have and how much I care, I suppose. keep catching myself gripping things too hard. Anyone else do that? I feel like that's a thing. I do it a lot with, like, pens. Like, I'll be writing something and be like, ow, this hurts. Oh. Maybe I should just not do that. Always when I'm, like, concentrating, you know? Just don't realize I'm doing it. I think I accidentally assume that, like, a harder grip is, you know, more control. Not, not necessarily. All of this edge I want to fix. So that is definitely annoying me. I need to go through the middle first. There's no point in fixing the edge. The whole time I'm going to keep smushing it. Probably the safer way to deal with this. Right. Let me get the little chisel thing. Because what I want to do is try and run it through the middle. Just sort of separate everything a little bit more. Currently is. Down here it's not so bad. As it gets higher up, definitely becomes a problem. See, definitely gonna have to mess with those. It's fine. Why I kind of wanted to push everything first. Getting better. As long as I can fit this through the middle of everything. This is where it gets tricky. Fairness, I'm almost in a position where I might be willing to kind of leave it alone. Nearly. This is that obsessive bit that I always get stuck on. Add a tiny bit here. Match that up. I swapped up my playlist this morning and it keeps distracting me. I tend to put on the same things, so I kind of, sort of know what to expect. This morning I was like, nah, you know what? Let's try something else. See what happens. Now I keep getting distracted. These two tiny bug. Come on. Come on. Go away. A tiny little moth. Wonder if I can put you onto a little bit of... There you go. Ooh. Oh, you're just gonna fly away anyway. Oh, helpful. That's fine. I don't mind little bugs and things. Well, I don't mind moths. Except that it comes with working in the garage, you know? Moths, fine. Flies, annoying, but fine. Spiders, no. Ooh, thank you. That's where the line is for me. I don't kill things, you know. Even if I am very much not okay with something, it's like, nah. I will try and catch it and put it outside. But when it comes to things like working in the garage, I'm like, technically it's that kind of grey area of inside and outside. So for the most part, if I can leave things be, then I will. Because it's like, nah, this is kind of neutral territory. And if you stay away from me, I'll stay away from you, and everything will be fine. But indoors, it's like, nah, this is my house. Jeez, this has been really unfun this whole time. Don't know why I looked at this and thought, oh, this will be fine. Well, mostly done with it now. Mostly. And it's as I say, a lot of this shouldn't even be seen, really. The only thing I worry about with these is undercuts. So as long as I haven't gone too great an angle, everything should work out. So when I was taking my meds in the kitchen this morning and getting something to eat, I wandered back out into the living room because I had to go upstairs to get a jacket, and Nan was sat on the sofa, and I was very much not expecting to see her there. So I'd kind of left the kitchen, not paying attention, and then looked up, jumped slightly. All she said was, I thought it was 3:30. No, no, Nan, it's 1:30. She just said, can't be bothered to go back to sleep. All right, cool. Have fun with that. That made me chuckle. Absolute mad lad. Found herself a new series to watch. Some makeup competition thing, I think. She does make me laugh though. She has these real convictions around what I don't want to say delusions of grandeur, because not necessarily, but she's very, very convinced that most things she sees like that, I can do. So she's just started watching this program, and she's already going, you could do better than that. All right, Nan, cool. Thanks. That's nice that you think that. So funny because I'm so not like, I wouldn't even call it big headed, just like, I suppose kinda, I don't big myself up, you know? That's not my thing. Never has been. It always makes me chuckle because she is just my one woman hype train every time. And who am I to tell her different? You know? Maybe she's right. No, I haven't tried. Who am I to say no? Okay, I think I can probably start trying to fix this bit now. It's better. And then attempt to do the same on this side. Because what I'd like to do is start looking at calling it quits with a lot of this. Just conceding. Saying, you know what? This is probably fine. So let's just assume it is. Is this so much wider? Fix that real quick. It's annoying, my phone keeps doing this thing where it disconnects from chat. And it's not been given me any reason for doing so. God, it's doing it every couple of seconds now. Alright, fine. Be like that, I guess. If I try and smush this one down slightly, have an easier time. That's not so bad. Which one is this one? I'm gonna try and do the same on this side. That's better. Right. Can I just fix this edge with something? Probably. I don't want to shear it off, that's the thing. Don't do that. At least it's pretty forgiving out the fridge. I need to use this. I'm gonna use the brush on a lot of this, I think. Probably the safest bet. It's better than it was. Try and pick the little bits out of here, though. Which is why I was reluctant to use that. It's just annoying, really. This playlist is amazing. So I've got a playlist that is just titled Hype, and when I say it's miscellaneous hype, it's very much miscellaneous hype. So I'm currently listening to a metal cover of Caramel Dancing, which is great. It's varied so dramatically. I've had hardstyle, I've had electronica, now I have. Right. I just have to do that thing where I catch myself before I start singing stuff again. Playlist is typically reserved for when I'm in the gym. So, yes, I have been lifting things to metal covers of memes, as everyone should, to be honest. I wonder how much of this I'd be able to Dremel in post. Probably not as much as I'd like, to be honest. I ought to be vaguely sensible. But it's tricky. So I'm not super sure what I can really get away with at this point. Where did that one chisel tool go? It's behind this. Everything's fine. I'll try and smooth off some of this. In the hopes I can get it to look vaguely nice. Ah, this song's too edgy. Good, but it's too edgy. There we go, that's better. Fix the outer edge in a minute. I just really want to make this less grim. Down here is not as bad. Up here it gets pretty yikes. I think I have a strat. Have a strat. I'm determined that I will move on from this bloody middle bit. I'll deal with the gem up top. I've just remembered I need to be working on something else. Of course I do. This is the thing, right? I take on so many projects that I tend to forget the deadlines for each. And then I'll suddenly remember, oh, I'm supposed to have that ready soon. And I've just remembered I have another project like that I need to have ready for the end of the month. Which I'm sure is fine. In fairness, it's supposed to be a fairly quick and easy build. But also, this was meant to be that too. So, kind of can't say much at this point. Kind of counts for nothing. Please don't be an idiot. Not at this point. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. Exactly what I didn't want to do. Maybe it's easier to do this side from here. And if I just spin it, have a better time with the other side. I don't know. I like that kind of just sticks with everything. I just need to push everything back out again. It's not ideal. This is where I balls it up. Is that thing it said would happen. Because it's all weird up here. It just needs to be pushed back out again. I think that'll fix it. To be fair. It gets screwy down here. Of course it does. too thin along that wall. I'm debating whether I actually just build it up again from the outside. I'm considering it. It's starting to get kind of wonky. Okay, I'm gonna BRB real quick, get more water, and I'll have a think while I'm gone. Right, I'm back. And looking at this with fresh eyes, I don't think it's as bad as I was making it out to be, but it's also not great. So, what I'm inclined to do, turn the fan down a bit for starters. It's a little excessive. And I'll try and fill in some of these gaps because they're a little bit dicey in places. If I have this here, it should stop it bowing out anymore. See, right? So a lot of it on this side isn't actually that bad. It's a little bit messing up. I'm skipping this song. Yeah, it's a banger, why not? There is a tiny fly on here. Do you mind, sir? Rude. Every time I make something slightly better, I'm making something else worse. If I could not do that, that would be great. Let's do this again. It's better. Reluctant to do that because I'm going to be here for the rest of the year. I don't concede at some point and just go, you know what? How much does this matter? Because this whole thing has already taken much longer than it was ever supposed to. Given it was literally supposed to be a side project. Still debating filling in this gap a little bit. Still consideration. Maybe it'd end up looking less wonky if I did. Maybe I should just take my own advice and learn when to quit. Maybe one day I will actually heed my own advice. I don't think that day is today, to be honest. Not really. In my defense, I think I am developing a strat here. I don't know, maybe it's cope. Ooh, hey! Goose Raid! Yo! Long time no see. How's it going? Dagger looks good. Thanks. It's coming along. I will eventually be finished with it. It was meant to be a quick couple of day project. I should have known better, really. When you get up, we're just going to bed. Thought we'd wait to say hi. Ah, no, that is completely fair. My times are definitely unusual. But thanks for saying hi. Very much appreciated. Hope you guys had a good stream. So I'm assuming you're probably gonna be heading off to sleep soon. That's what I'm gonna assume. But nice of you to stop by. Considering it's like, 3:30 in the morning. So surprised you still got the energy, really. Six-hour stream, jeez. That is nuts. Well played. Did you have to get up in 7 hours? Oish. Yeah, no, I'd say sleep. Sleep is good. And generally speaking, I would recommend it. But I appreciate that you thought of me instead of, sleeping. It was a great stream. Good. I believe it. 6.5 hours. Don't think we even got that far into Act 3. Jeez. I'm unsurprised somehow. That sounds about right. But I'm glad it was a good stream. It's late going to bed. Good luck with your craft work. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Yeah, bye. Go sleep. Definitely. Definitely go sleep. Wanted to fight all the journalists. Had to be talked down. See, I don't think I could be talked down. That's the thing. I welcome the carnage. I have no problem making terrible decisions. Good night, everyone. Go sleep. Enjoy the morning, night, whatever time it is. Well, yeah, true. Suppose technically morning, but you know, night, morning, something, all. Yep. All of the above. Glad you guys had fun, and I'll catch you at some other point. I will probably still be messing with this because I can't walk away. But I'm most of the way there with it now, so that's something. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams when you all get there. See you at Con again soon, hopefully. Well, the next time I'll be going will be October. I'm not actually going to the one this month, but I will be keeping tabs on all the pics and everything and various socials, so, you know, keep me posted, as always. Can't wait to see what everyone gets up to. I'm expecting carnage. Knowing you lot, it will be carnage, so... But sleep before carnage. So, yeah, go do that. I will be here until I have to leave to go get ready for work. In probably an hour. Best case, really. Technically, it should be half an hour, but I'm kind of inclined to say, nah, it's fine. I'll probably be here for slightly longer than that. Potentially against my better judgment, but there you go. Doesn't count for an awful lot these days, if I'm honest. Hope you have a great day. Nice to meet you. And you. And yeah, hope you have a good sleep. And catch you soon, maybe. Who knows? Thank you, everyone, for stopping by, saying hi, joining me in my madness, even if only briefly. Where did my little chisel thing go. There it is. I want to try and sort this out. I should almost definitely be walking away from this at this point. Almost definitely. I almost definitely should have done so quite some time ago. Oh well. Such is the nature of these things. Okay. Let's see if I can just smush these a little bit more. Okay. Right. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's all really wonky along that edge, though. maybe I make that something I deal with in post. And then this one is slightly higher than its neighbor, so let me at least deal with that side of things. Then I think getting this bit even is going to be a thing that I just sand once I have a cast, because it's going to be too soft to do anything else. It's so thin. So I think I concede as far as that goes. Still debating whether I texture this or if I try to go for something that is totally pristine. I'm leaning toward pristine, because of course I am. Albeit against my better judgment, by all accounts. See, I can feel that a bunch of this is uneven. This is where it gets dangerous. I'm going to keep wanting to fix stuff and be accidentally making it worse instead. So it's that bit in there is too low. So what I think I'll do is add a bit on there instead. You can tell by looking at it from eye level, it is just around there. The rest is pretty good. What do I want to do this with? Probably this, right? I'll then shave it back again after the fact. It's too low. In fairness, I do want to get that ridge back in there, so maybe this isn't the worst strategy on the planet. Not sure how much I'll even need to shave off in the end. Don't do that. Do that. How high is it? Not that bad. Okay. That's better. Where is the thing I had a second ago? It has vanished. There we go. Okay, got that. I think this will be the better way. Potentially. It's still wonky. It's better. Yeah, and if I can get that ridge back in. Okay, I think I've got a strap. I think that kind of fixes that. It also gives me some pretty nice tool marks. which is kind of what I'm leaning toward with this whole thing. Because it looks nicer with tool marks. And it leans into what I want as far as the source material. And then what I think I do is, whether I use this one or the one that's bigger, I'm inclined to use the smaller one, to be honest. If I go along and give it some of this, it gets a kind of hammered effect, which I quite enjoy. I just have to be careful, that's all. I'm gonna have to try and mimic the same on the other side, which is not gonna be much fun. So maybe I scrape the other side first. Maybe that's what I do. Let me try and do that first. It's actually height-wise, it's not far off. Just need to, for God's sake, just press the arrow. Keep trying to skip songs and it taps me back into Spotify rather than just pressing the next arrow. I know I'm in gloves, but everything else seems to respond fine. So I think I can just get that line in here. It's not far off. Not far off. not bad. So I reckon it's, as I say, if I just put a bunch of little hammered textures on it, then I think I can get away with that. Just have to be careful. I'm not cutting into that ridge. That ridge is nice. I want that ridge to remain nice. So I'm going to continue to be careful. All the way along here. Right. What if I let me skip the song? Nope, did the same thing. Awesome. Oh, Minecraft movie soundtrack. Cool. Alright, fair enough. Hope my head doesn't keep coming into frame. I'm having to get kind of down at weird angles to see this. there ever been a sequel to School of Rock? I don't know why that's in my head, but it is. I remember there was like a reunion. And I know that there's like a stage show or something. I don't know whether there was ever like an actual sequel. Maybe there was, I don't know. Kind of hoping there wasn't, really. One of those greats that I just kind of want it to remain sacred, you know? I'm not really a movie person anyway, to be honest. It actually kind of annoys a handful of my friends because they are very much movie people. And, you know, when I say I haven't seen whatever, they are beyond exasperated with me. Which I can get, in fairness. I can understand why. I'm sure it is frustrating. It's never been my thing, to be honest. I'm wondering whether I should be addressing this gem before I bother texturing stuff. Can't see why it'd matter, to be honest. This playlist is surprisingly hit or miss, considering it was literally made by me, for me. I think I just put a lot of stuff on there that I was really into at the time. Which is fair enough, but doesn't necessarily hold up, you know? Doesn't mean it's not good. I'm just not necessarily feeling it, you know? Has me questioning whether I switch back to a different playlist. I have to keep skipping stuff, and it's fairly irritating at this point. God. In here, it kind of sucks. So let me fix that. Keeps being too uniform. I have to keep switching up the angle. It doesn't all look the same. Better. Getting places. I'm getting progressively more okay with it, which is progress. Wondering if I can fix this. I think I can. That is my... no, it's not that one. This one. And that's fine. Thinking this might be easier to do after it's been in the fridge again. So what I'll probably end up doing is messing with this top bit. And it comes to smoothing out kind of beveled bits. Probably make that a fridge thing. I need to see whether I want to put in like the kind of battle scar sort of bits, or if I do that in post. I do it in post, at least then you can get variations. I'm not sure how well any of this texturing even translates on webcam. So I might try and give something of a close-up in a second. Hopes that something translates. I don't know. How well does that come across? Does it? Will it even focus? Not a whole bunch. I tried. I tried. I promise there are things there. Really difficult to see what I'm doing. Without getting my head right up and everything. So I apologize in advance if my face ends up in view. I just can't see from distance. trying to get it to match that other side. Not easy. Probably going to be easier out the fridge, as I say. And in fairness, it is beginning to reach that point where I think, yes, fridge. Which is fine, because I'm going to have to leave soon anyway, so... kind of checks out. Playlist is actually doing my head in. It started off so well. Now it's just chaos. God. Alright. What is the time? About the sort of time I need to dip anyway, to be honest. least by the end of this, I'll have walked away from the middle. And that, in my mind, is a net positive. That was a weird angle and it wasn't helping me. Not the worst, which is kind of the best outcome at this point. Not the worst. I think this needs to come out more though. I can only do with this. So I think that's how I fix this. And then I reckon cheat. Just take this round to deal with the rest. And this. fix that bit. Yeah, this definitely needs to go back in the fridge. But from what I can discern, it fixes that gap. Which is all I really want. And more hardstyle. I'm definitely going to change this playlist. It just it doesn't make enough sense. Right. In fairness, it's past, so should be ducking out anyway. But I'm most of the way there with this whole thing. Definitely still not finished. But most of the way there. At this point, I need to leave anyway. So I'm inclined to do that. Yeah, I need to leave. I need to change this playlist because it actually kind of sucks. Really need to go through these playlists at some point and just get rid of all the random crap I put on there at random points. But this is most of the way there. Actually, if I do this, then maybe I can do that. Aha, kind of. I can kind of do that. You might be able to sort of see what I'm working with. Kind of. Kind of. But it's nearly there. It's really it's been nearly there this whole time. Whatever. Whatever. I don't have time to keep lamenting over it right now. I just have to suck it up and accept that I have to leave it for now. I will get rid of as much of the random debris as I can. Then I'm going to go and leave this in the fridge again. And maybe deal with it tomorrow. I don't know, to be honest. We'll see. But for now, I do have to run away. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'll be back to deal with this at some point. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I don't know yet. So yeah. Well, it is what it is. So catch you in a bit.